You can know a lot of people and still have nobody to call when life falls apart. You can have messages waiting, names in your phone, people who like your posts, react to your stories, and laugh at your jokes, and still feel the ache of not being truly known. Because being visible is not the same as being understood. And being surrounded is not the same as being supported. A lot of people have 200 acquaintances, but when the hour gets late, the room gets quiet, and something real breaks open in your life. Most of us aren't looking for a crowd. We're looking for one or two people who feel safe enough to call when the polished version of us is gone. Welcome to Wisdom from the Porch. I'm GP. This is Wisdom from the Porch. There's a kind of loneliness that doesn't come from being physically alone. It comes from being emotionally untranslated. It comes from being present in a lot of spaces, but not deeply received in any of them. A lot of modern connection is built for speed. Quick replies, quick updates, quick reactions, quick access to each other. The result is that many relationships stay active without ever becoming intimate. There may be people who know your routine, your job title, your sense of humor, your favorite content, your usual tone. They may know how to interact with you. They may know how to consume your personality. But that's different from knowing your fears, different from recognizing your silence, different from hearing the sentence underneath the sentence. And that difference matters because a life full of contact can still feel emotionally undernourished. That's what makes the numbers game so misleading. Numbers can make you think your relational life is healthier than it really is. If enough people know your name, it can look like you're connected. If enough people respond to you, it can feel like you're supported. But attention and support are not the same thing. Familiarity and trust are not the same thing. Access and intimacy are not the same thing. One of the quiet burdens of adulthood is how easy it is to become socially functional and emotionally unseen at the same time. You learn how to keep conversations moving. You learn how to be present. You learn how to check in without saying much. You learn how to stay in circulation. And over time, it becomes possible to maintain a whole ecosystem of relationships that never ask much of you and never truly hold much of you either. That kind of connection can look healthy from the outside because there is no obvious conflict. Nobody is asking for too much. Nobody is pressing too deeply. Everything stays manageable. But manageable isn't always meaningful. Sometimes what looks peaceful is actually just emotionally low risk. Sometimes what looks easy is just untested. And eventually, shallow connection starts costing more than it seems. It can leave you performing steadiness instead of living in honesty. It can leave you editing your truth into something more digestible. It can leave you in constant proximity to people while carrying your actual life alone. That's exhausting. Not because acquaintances are bad. They're not. Acquaintances have value. Casual friendships have value. Communities matter. Familiar faces matter. Light touch connection matters. But no casual bond can do the work of a sacred one. No broad network can replace a trusted inner circle. There are things the soul will not say in public. There are griefs that do not fit group chat energy. There are fears that only come out when somebody has proven they can hold them without turning away. That's why 2 real friends can outweigh 200 casual ones. Because depth does what volume cannot. A 3 a.m. friend is not just somebody dramatic enough to pick up the phone in a crisis. A 3 a.m. friend is someone whose presence tells the truth before their words do. Someone you don't have to impress. Someone you don't have to translate yourself for. Someone who can sit with what is unfinished, uncomfortable, messy, or uncertain without making you feel like a burden for being human. That kind of friendship is not built on chemistry alone. It's built on repetition, on consistency, on confidentiality, on emotional steadiness, on the quiet proof that what you share will be treated with care. A real inner circle friendship makes room for honesty without punishment. You can say, "I'm not doing well." You can say, "I don't know what to do." You can say, "I need you." And the relationship doesn't collapse under the weight of reality. That's rare, not because people are cruel, but because that level of presence asks a lot from all of us. It asks for maturity. It asks for patience. It asks for the willingness to show up when there's nothing shiny to gain from it. And that's why these friendships deserve to be treasured. They're not common, and they're not casual. The hard part is that most people want deeper connection while also wanting to avoid the vulnerability that creates it. That tension is human because depth is beautiful, but it's also exposing. To be truly known means someone will see the parts of you that are not curated. The uncertainty, the tenderness, the fear, the need, the places where you don't feel strong, wise, or composed. That can feel risky. So sometimes people settle for being liked instead of being known. Liked is safer. Liked is easier to manage. Liked can be maintained with timing, charm, usefulness, and good intentions. But being known asks for more. It asks for safety before certainty. It asks for trust before guarantees. It asks you to stop treating every relationship like a stage and start letting a few people see the backstage. That does not mean oversharing with everybody. It means recognizing that intimacy is not built through constant contact. It's built through truthful contact, little by little, conversation by conversation, moment by moment. Not everybody earns access to your inner life, but somebody has to eventually, if you want to stop carrying it alone. A healthier relational life is not always about adding more people. Sometimes it's about noticing who already feels safe, steady, and real, and investing there on purpose. Who listens without rushing to fix you? Who remembers what matters to you? Who makes you feel less edited? Who has shown up consistently, not just conveniently? Who can handle your honesty without making it about themselves? Those are the people to pay attention to. And if you realize you don't have many relationships like that right now, or any at all, let that awareness be information, not shame. Depth takes time. Trust takes repetition. Strong friendship is usually not found all at once. It's built, often quietly, often slowly, often through ordinary acts of care that don't look impressive online. A check-in that's real. A conversation that goes one layer deeper. A truthful answer when someone asks how you are. When someone asks how you are. A willingness to reach out instead of waiting to be discovered. A willingness to stay when someone else tells the truth. This is the work. Not building an audience around your life, but building a shelter inside it. So no, 200 acquaintances can't replace 2 real friends. Because the human heart does not just need interaction. It needs refuge. It needs honesty. It needs those rare relationships where you don't have to earn your right to be real. If this episode found you in a season where your circle feels wide but your support feels thin, take that seriously. Not as proof that something is wrong with you, but as a reminder of what actually matters. Choose depth where depth is possible. Protect the people who have proven they can hold your truth. And become that kind of friend too. If this gave language to something you've been feeling, subscribe, leave a comment, and share this with the person who has been one of your 3 a.m. friends, or the person you want to become one for. And as always, thank you to Cloud Microphones for supporting these conversations. This has been Wisdom from the Porch. I'm GP. You're always welcome on the porch.